What's going on, Philly sports fans? It's your boy SalG, and happy Monday to everyone. Hope you're all having a good day, good evening. Hope you all had a good weekend. And here with you tonight on It's a Wrap Network, it is the Wraparound coming to you every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on It's a Wrap Network through all your fine social media outlets. But check us out. We are on YouTube, and we prefer that you subscribe through there. But hey, wherever you want to watch us from, it's all good. But please make sure you throw a like up for your boy here, share and subscribe on our social media and YouTube platforms so you can get all this hotness delivered to you. So, what a week in Philly sports it's been. There's a lot to go over here. And I guess, as always, we'll always kick it off here with the birds. Got the, Kelly green or lime green ish color. Just before I got on the call, or just before I started the show, I put my headphones on, and apparently they were on max volume. So when my intro music went off in my ears, just like blew them out here. So, trying to recover here. I feel like I got like tinnitus all of a sudden, but we'll power through this. But the Eagles, they won on Sunday, which was expected. What wasn't expected was the margin of victory. They won by 6 points. They were favored coming into the game by 2 touchdowns, minus 14, and the over under was 45. Well, the Eagles didn't hit on either number there. They only won by 6, and the over under they hit 38. So if you bet the under and you bet Carolina in a parlay there, you did pretty well for yourself, I guess. The game wasn't was close, closer than it should have been. And as I was watching this game, part of me is wondering, is it a trap game? You just beat the Ravens. You have the Steelers next week at home, and then you got this little cupcake matchup sandwiched in between those games there, right? And then you're wondering, could they lose this game just because they weren't up for it? They didn't. They won. They could have lost. If Xavier Legette held on to that football at the end on that YOLO pass by Bryce Young as he's rolling into the end zone, that would have been a touchdown, would have put the Panthers up 23-22 at that point. And with how shaky Jake Elliott's been with the kicks, that's not something the Sirianni and the Eagles wanted to do. You don't want to have the ball with, I don't know, less than a minute left, and you're driving down the field, and you need Jake Elliott to hit a 50-yard field goal to win the game? It ain't happening, because it hasn't happened all year. Jake Elliott, 0 for 5 from 50-plus field goals this season. 0 for 5. He hasn't hit one. The last chance the Eagles had to kick a field goal that was over 50 in the game, Sirianni decided to try and draw them off sides, draw the Panthers off sides. And when he couldn't do that, luckily we got a stud punter in Braden Mann, who's just lining kicks inside the 5, inside the 10-yard line on a consistent basis. He kicked a hell of a punt there that made Carolina have to drive 97 yards, 96 yards there. So credit to him, credit to Braden Mann, credit to Sirianni for not going for the field goal there. I know we give him crap a lot, but not, I thought that was a good move, not trusting his kicker at this point. But it comes a problem here, because going into the playoffs, these games are going to get a lot closer. They're going to get tighter, tougher. And you're going to get cold weather outdoors in certain places. And you're going to be playing, the best of the best in the playoffs. And if you have to depend on Jake Elliott to kick a long field goal to win the game, I don't know. I don't think you're that confident. We just talked about the week prior, Baltimore Ravens, Justin Tucker. Could be the greatest kicker of all time. But for whatever reason, he might have just lost it. He has the yips, or he just doesn't have it anymore. The magic's gone. The power in his leg is gone. And if the Eagles are facing that, that's one more hurdle we got to jump over to make it, to make it to the end, to win that Super Bowl. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, and you're not going to be able to do it when you only have 108 yards passing. I know, like Jalen Hurts, you look at his numbers overall, he played mistake-free football. He threw 2 touchdowns on 14 completions, and he ran for one, tush push. So, he had a good game, but did he have a great game? Uh, the wide receivers on the team don't seem to think so. They After the game, AJ Brown was interviewed. He said, "What do the Eagles need to improve upon?" And AJ Brown, short and sweet, said one word: passing. That's what they need to improve on, passing. Devontae Smith said, we got to get better at that. These past 2 games, passing wise for the Eagles, have not been good. If you're in the playoffs, okay, now you got to worry about a kicker that can't make long range kicks. And you have to worry about now a quarterback that you could depend on when it's crunch time to throw the ball. We know the type of athlete Jalen Hurts is. We know he can squat, 600 pounds. We know he's strong. We know he's got some speed. All those touchdowns he has, it's not a fluke. He is good. But would you consider him an elite quarterback? I'm going to say no. I don't think he's elite. I think he's good to very good, but I don't think he's on the level of a Lamar Jackson, who has a similar skill set with the running and throwing. But Lamar is a more accurate passer. Lamar has tons of passing yards. Doesn't have a similar skill set to Josh Allen, running and throwing. So Josh Allen just probably locked down his case for MVP, and I've been pounding the table for Saquon Barkley to win it. But after Josh Allen, this past weekend here, Sunday night, throwing 3 touchdowns and running for 3, they're doing the push now. That's tough. That's tough. Think about this. You're in a game, right? And you're down 10-0. You're down 14-0. You're down 17-0. You can't score in the first quarter. The Eagles have 17 points scored in the first quarter of the entire season. So if you get off to a bad start and you play a team like Baltimore, you play a team like Buffalo in the Super Bowl, Detroit or Minnesota in the playoffs, you play them and you get down 14-0, 10-0, 17-0. Yeah, your bread and butter this year has been running the football. But when you're down that much, the teams know you're going to pass. I mean, there could be a situation where they're down in the hole big and running the football. That's not going to be the play. The play is going to be throwing the football to try and come back. And I'm kind of nervous that if that's the type of game script the Eagles fall into, they're not going to win. They're not going to win it. Look, there's some good to talk about here. I don't want to crap on it. They did win. A win's a win, a win is what they say in the NFL. The Eagles are 11-2. It's their 9th straight win. I can't talk crap on Sirianni, although I still think he's the guy scripting the plays in the first quarter. He has to be. He has to be the guy. It has to be him. He's going to Kellen Moore and be like, "Yo, man, I got some good plays to put in there. First quarter, run them for me. Those scripted plays we do. This is what we're going to roll out." And Kellen Moore is like, all right." And then, and he runs his plays. They don't do anything. And then Kellen Moore is on the fly. Then he's the one making the in-game adjustments for the offense. I don't know. Something's not right there. They got to fix that. They got to fix the passing. I know every team's not going to be perfect in the NFL. Every team has flaws. All the teams do. I'm sure you can nitpick on everything. But I'm worried. I'm worried that if game script changes for the Eagles, can they be in trouble? And is it over then? Because now you're depending on the arm of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, he's not turning the ball over. He hasn't done that in this 2 turnovers in a 9-game winning streak. It's pretty awesome. But I don't know. Maybe he's only has 2 turnovers because they're limiting what he can do. He's not throwing that deep down the field. He is limiting in his low YOLO balls. So yeah, he's not throwing picks. But if his passes only go for 5 to 10 yards down the field, I don't know how much ground are you making up there if you're down in a game. He had AJ Brown open on some plays. He didn't hit him. He didn't see him. So he's still holding the ball too long in certain scenarios. He made a nice play during the game where he was going out of bounds and the defender was on him for Carolina. And if the defender got to him, that was a sack. Or if he went out of bounds holding the ball, that's a sack, right? But he had the presence of mind as he's going out of bounds. He jumped and then threw it down the field. That was a nice heads up play by him. But I'm afraid that they're covering up his flaws, and the flaws that Hurts has are too big to overcome if it comes down to crunch time in a game. See what everybody else has to say about that. On y'all in the chat, what's going on? How y'all feeling? Good news for the Eagles though. 4th straight year they made the playoffs. All right, kudos to them. Saquon Barkley beat LaShawn McCoy's rushing record of 1,607 yards. Still 4 games left to play for Barkley. Yeah, I know we get an extra game. It's 17 games now, not 16. But, the records are still there. They're still meant to be broken. Kudos to Saquon Barkley, who averaged over 6 yards per carry in this game. 20 carries, 124 yards. And I mean, his longest run of the game was only 18 yards. He didn't break off his typical 50, 60, 70-yard runs. He also had a target, did not catch it. He had 1 target. But Barkley had a great game, but it was like he's like, "Oh, wow, he had 124 yards." You're like, it's not 255, but Barkley's awesome. I would love for him to win MVP. He's not. He's probably going to win Offensive Player of the Year. I think MVPs for the most part are won by quarterbacks. Yeah, 2012, Adrian Peterson won MVP when he rushed through for 2,000 yards. But, they have that Offensive Player of the Year award. I'm pretty sure Barkley's going to win that. You're going to have like Josh Allen win the MVP. I think Josh Allen's a shoo-in now, unless something happens to him, he falls off a cliff. But you still have guys like Lamar Jackson in the mix. Jared Goff, even though I think Barkley would be ahead of him, but some people are saying Jared Goff has some MVP votes there. I mean, shoot, even Sam Darnold, who hadn't done squat in his career in New York, comes to Minnesota here his first year, and Kevin O'Connell's got him lighting up the world right now. So, got some problems here to go over. I mean, Jake Elliott might be toast. Are you going to pick up a kicker that you can count on in the playoffs now? I think you're going to ride it out. They gave Elliott some money too. I don't know how easy it is to get out of all that. You just hope that he fixes it, rights the ship here, and gets rolling. But you're going to need something from him. So talked about Jalen Hurts being elite. Like I said, I don't think he is. He's very good. He's good. But the Eagles' passing game needs some work. The Eagles are averaging the second fewest yards through the air, 180.6, and have the fewest attempts, 328. It's all the NFL, the fewest attempts in the NFL. Hurts, it's the positives for him. Became the first quarterback to rush for 13 plus touchdowns in 3 consecutive seasons, and the first player to reach this feat since LaDainian Tomlinson had 13 plus rushing TDs in 6 consecutive years from 2012 to 2007. Hurts is just the 7th player in NFL history to accomplish this. So that's pretty awesome. And he has a chance now to be the only quarterback in the NFL to rush for 15 plus touchdowns. If he can add 2 more there before the season's out. So he'll be the first quarterback ever. There have been other quarterbacks to rush for 13 before, but Again, Hurts is in some rare company there. And during the 9-game winning streak, talk about Hurts only having 2 turnovers. It's 23 total touchdowns. A lot of them are rushing. 113.7 passer rating, fourth in the NFL. That's pretty good. I mean, Sirianni swears he's an MVP candidate. I don't know that he is. I think he's good to very good, but I cannot call him excellent elite. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Josh Allen. So he's not the best quarterback in football. He's not Pat Mahomes with the arm. But Hurts' 23 total touchdowns are second in the NFL to Josh Allen. So that's the rarefied air he's in right now during this win streak. So, there are positives here, but you take Hurts's legs away, and I understand that's part of his game. His legs aren't just chopped off, and he goes out there. He still he has legs. He can use them, but there's going to come a time when those legs don't work as well as they used to. So the window to win with Hurts and this team, this core that we have, I think it's getting slim. I mean, you can't ask for a better receiving core than you have right now, right? AJ Brown's one of the best receivers in the NFL. Devontae Smith, I mean, you can argue he's top 10, top 15. And that's pretty awesome if you got 2 top 15 wide receivers on your team that you can throw to on both sides of the football. You got Saquon Barkley. Say he's the best running back in football this year. Derrick Henry's right behind him. He's got weapons. Yeah, Dallas Goedert went on IR, but how big of an impact was Dallas Goedert this year anyway? Not much. Mm. So if Hurts gets that 15 plus rushing touchdowns, he would become the first player since Derrick Henry to have consecutive 15 plus rushing touchdown seasons. Henry did it in 2019 and 20. So, mm. so we got Saquon Barkley, who's a stud. We know he's a stud. He's going to face a Steelers team next week that's fourth in the NFL. Last I checked here, in rushing yards allowed. It's just under 91 yards. They're a tough team. They're a good team. They're going to test us. So we're going to see what happens, how strong our defense is. We have a great defense. Yes. Yes. That's going to help us. Defense does win championships. But if you get in a shootout like we did in the last Super Bowl against the Chiefs, I don't know that we can go toe to toe with them with the way things are right now. It's just things they have to work on here. CJ Gardner-Johnson. I mean, this dude is Philadelphia, right? Philly mentality. They said when he got he got hurt twice in the game yesterday. Early in the game, he got knocked out. It looked like he was getting the concussion protocol. He cleared that. He came back in the fourth quarter. He got drilled again, and he said to the coaches, "You got to kill me. I ain't coming off the field." That's what he said. And that's the type of player you love, right? As a Philly fan, these are the players you embrace. The Kelsey types, Gardner Johnson talking like that, not the Ricky Waters for who, for what. This is what you love. You got to kill me. This is just a game, bro. But my man does not want to come off the field. This is his life to him. He's playing. And in between those injuries, he made some great plays. Great tackling. He made a play where he picked off Bryce Young. That was huge, a huge play. So Gardner Johnson, man, he played a heck of a game, as banged up as he was. I got to give him props for that. That is the stuff we want to see. That's the stuff you want to see from a guy playing in Philadelphia, embodies this city. You got to kill me. That's what you want from your guys. Going back to these scoring woes in the first quarter. I mean, 17 points all season. Got to fix that. I don't know what these scripted plays are. It can't be on purpose. It can't be that they just go in there and say, well, you know what, this is we're just feeling them out. We're going to jab them in the first quarter here, and just feel them out, see what they're going to throw at us. But we're going to save the good stuff to the end. No, you can't be like that. I mean, you want to score early. Don't you want to score? I don't understand this getting down early stuff. You're gonna get smashed. It's gonna come back to bite you. If you have a team that puts up points at a frenetic pace, it might be tough to catch up. It really could be. So they got to work that out. Whether it's Sirianni just saying, "All right, Kellen Moore, you script the plays. I'll let you do it." Or if it's Kellen Moore, maybe Sirianni's got to add a little more input there and say, "Yo, these plays aren't working, man. We can't just depend." I don't know. Are they going vanilla in the first quarter and just say, "All right, now the good stuff's coming out in the second, third, and fourth quarter"? You know, is it the fireworks? Fireworks when I grew up starts off with poof, one, poof. A couple seconds later, no one goes off. Then you get your grand finale. I don't know. I don't think that works in football. I don't think you can save the good stuff. I don't think you could go on an offensive barrage just when and whenever you choose. I think you got to score early, score often, and you want to be ahead. You don't want to be behind chasing points. You never want to be like that. So you Sixers are Sixers. Eagles are very good. They are a legit Super Bowl contender. They have flaws, so do other teams. Am I 100% confident they're winning the Super Bowl? No. They're in the playoffs. They made the playoffs. That's one thing. Can they get home field advantage? I don't know. I don't know if that's still a possibility. I mean, Detroit still has a tough schedule, but Eagles have to run the table, I think. And Detroit has to lose two games. So we'll see if that happens. I'm not sure. Big Al, what's going on, brother? Look at that. You look cool, bro. You look like you're Top Gun over here, man, with those glasses. Hurts is not an MVP, but I'm okay with that. All right, and that's fine. I think he's good, very good, and we can win, I guess, if we hide those flaws. The MVP of our team, Saquon Barkley. So as long as we got him, again, you ride him into the ground. If you win that championship, I don't think you even care for the next 2 years if you get nothing out of Saquon. I mean, you obviously won something, but he's on a historic run right now. I mean, you can't ask for what he's doing this year to say, "Oh, you're going to do it again next year." It's not realistic. If he runs for 2,000 yards this year, chances are he's not going to run for 2,000 again next year. That's a pretty good chance. So we'll see. Pittsburgh at home, the Battle of Pennsylvania Sunday, 4:30 game, 4 o'clock game. Eagles get a little rest, a few extra hours to scheme. Get ready, warm up, whatever. It's going to be an awesome game, man. I'm excited for that. Pittsburgh at home. Mike Tomlin's going to have his boys to play, man. You don't mess with Mike Tomlin, man. You can argue I mean, you got Andy Reid. Andy Reid's the best coach in the NFL. You want to say Mike Tomlin's the second best coach in the NFL? I wouldn't argue that. I mean, you can make arguments. You could say he's the best coach. I don't think he is, but he's up there for sure, no doubt. All right. We'll talk about Philly mentality players, and one player transition now to the Sixers. I just said Joel Embiid, man. He doesn't seem to be that guy, man. He just doesn't seem to be that guy here in Philadelphia. I'm not going to call him soft. I'm not going to say that. I just think the Sixers might have made a dumb move in giving him that extension that they did. But the big three did play a full game. They played a full game, actually. It happened. Played a full game on Sunday. They did play together before, but in that game, Tyrese Maxey was limited with injury. And then Paul George got hurt in that game, so he came out. And Embiid played. But it's only the fifth game Embiid has played this year. This is the 22nd game that the Sixers have played. We are more than a quarter of a way through the season. So at this pace, you got Embiid for 15 games, 20 games total, right? He's played 5 through 22. If they're going to keep managing these injuries, I hope he's cool. I don't want him to I don't want him to play bad. He had a great game on Sunday. 31 points, 12 rebounds. And that's a big part of the reason why the Sixers won. It's definitely a big part. The Bulls aren't great, but record-wise, they're better than the Sixers right now. They were 10-14 before the loss. The Sixers were 6-15. Who's the worst team right now? It's the Sixers. So credit them for coming back. Joel Embiid played a great game. Tyrese Maxey, the game of his life. His first career triple-double, 25 points, 14 assists, 11 rebounds. His 14 assists smashed his career high. And then Paul George, he contributed. He had 12 points. He wasn't hot. 12 points off 34 minutes. 6 of 13 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3-point. And he's supposed to be the Sixers, man, as bad as they are at threes. Paul George is supposed to be one of those guys you don't have to worry about. He can hit the three. Well, he didn't hit it last night, 0 for 5. Tyrese Maxey was 3 for 12. But, man, overall, Jared McCain, 3 for 7. I mean, he gave you something. 9 for 36. 9 for 36. That is less than my math is bad, but that's one carry. That's less than, shoot, I want to say it's like 25%, right? 1 for 7. 1 for 7. It's not less than 25%. It's like 27%. But you get what I'm saying. That's not good. For 3-point land? Come on, man. As a team, got to do better there. But you had a good game. The big three, they played together. Combined, the big three gave you 68 points. So that's pretty darn good. And Jared McCain gave you 11. And Kelly Oubre chipped in a dozen himself. That's nice. I mean, it looks like your starters, is Jared McCain. Jared McCain should be a starter, but are they not going to start him for some reason? Is it going to be somebody else? Because when I was reading articles, it was saying that Jared McCain was going to just be like the sixth man. I don't know that he should be, but maybe that's, I don't know how they're going to play it. We'll see. But Yabusele was doing good as a 4 or 5. When Embiid's out. But the Sixers got a long way to go. A long way to go. I mean, they're 3-1 over the past week, so that's pretty good. I mean, you're going up the right trajectory there. They beat a very good Magic team on Friday. That was good to see. That was a back-to-back game with the Magic, the home and home, and it was nice that they were able to beat them. And you beat the Bulls here, and you're going to play the Pacers, who aren't that good. So you should be able to beat them 10-15. You're playing them at home. That should be a win. And then you're going to Charlotte. Charlotte's not that good either. Right? I'm pretty sure. Just checking here real quick. But you're going to be playing the Pacers, which you should beat. I don't know what Charlotte's record is right now, but I don't think they have a winning record. They're beatable. 7-17. All right, that's another game you should win. You should be able to beat them. And you got home and home with Charlotte. So they're doing a lot of these home and homes, it looks like. So you're going to play Charlotte back to back. You're going to play them in Charlotte. You're going to play them at the Wells Fargo Center. So you can, hey, Sixers can go 5 in a row on a win streak here. Now at Cleveland, they're not winning that game, right? Cleveland's on an unbelievable start to this season, right? They ain't beating them. 21-4. Good luck. Good night. Good night, nurse. My man Adam checking in. What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? Teams are winning. Let's go, Sixers. Let's see Embiid come back. And, man, I mean, he's not gonna man, he's not gonna play these back-to-back games, man. It sucks. The next back-to-back game is the Charlotte at home and then at Cleveland matchup. So, if I'm the Sixers, I want to play it where he's playing against Cleveland. You're going to play the better team here. You got to do that. If that's what you got to do to manage it. Let him sit out against the crappier teams, and you put him in against the better teams. I hope that's how they play it. But Tyrese Maxey's the man. Paul George, I guess he's still banged up too. But it just sucks that you got a lot of money sunk in these older players. You gave max money to Paul George. You gave a lot of money to Embiid. I mean, it's crazy, man. The amount of money just between those two guys is crazy, man. And Embiid only played with the game he played yesterday is his fifth game of the year. I just hope he's cool, man. Manage the knee. The NBA has these BS rules about star players sitting out. It's crap. It's weird, man. No other sport has this. So if Embiid's playing Christmas, man, he can't sit out unless he's got a doctor's note or something. It's kind of weird, man. You can't just sit a guy for rest just because. Well, I mean, load management's important in the NBA. You got a lot of dudes that are 7 feet tall jumping up and down on that court. And guess what happens as you get older? Them knees, man, are banged up. Them long limbs, I mean, they need a lot of, icy hot or whatever you're putting on there, man. They need ice, man. They need the ice baths. I mean, that stuff needs care. I don't know. It's kind of silly to me, man. Big Al saying, sorry, Sixers will do the same thing, do bad, do good. MB gets hurt, second round bye. Wow. Okay. Second round bye. I mean, I have the Sixers getting bumped in the first round of the playoffs just because of the record coming in. Uh, I saw a stat that said historically in the NBA, any team that started out when the Sixers were like 3-13, the best any of those teams have ever done in the playoffs was first round losses. So I don't even see them getting past the first the first round. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope, man. But yeah, I don't think they're going to win. But you never know. I don't know. Everybody gets some the fountain of youth, or AKA steroids, or whatever the hottest thing out there is to get a player out there. Whatever, man. If whatever it takes, man. These guys are making a lot of money. All right. That's enough of the Sixers. The Sixers. Yeah, they got winnable games coming up. 3 winnable games. Pacers, Charlotte. So, all right. And now we're going to a team that's, the Sixers were going up. And you got the Flyers now. They're going down. They lost the last 3 games. The last 3 games they played. They lost yesterday against the Utah Hockey Club. Say that 10 times fast. Just call them the Yetis. I don't know why it takes so long to trademark a name. Aren't they, NHL here, bro? NFL would have locked this down. But you lost to Florida. Okay, yeah. Championship team. It's expected. You lost to Boston in overtime. That's a game that the Flyers should have won. And then you lost to Utah 4-2. I didn't end up watching that game, but I know a theme of this game, or the theme of the Flyers being as bad as they are, is that they're playing very undisciplined hockey. I mean, taking penalties when they shouldn't be. I get a lot of the times it's because they're sticking up for their guys. Matvei Mishkov, he's got a target on his back. He's got the bullseye. Teams are going to be gunning for him. And what they want to happen, they want to test. I mean, the idea is you're instigating, right? You're trying to start shit with the guy, but you're trying to then have the Flyers go overboard and get a penalty called on them. So then they get on the power play and they score. And that's just been something that the Flyers have been doing. It's just inexcusable. Inexcusable. Giving up tons of power play goals over the last few games. Tons. And the Flyers' own power play stinks. Yeah, the Flyers have a decent power penalty kill. But man, I did the game for Boston the other night. This 6 power plays for Boston. That's disgusting, man. Florida had like 4 or no, Florida had 6 power plays too. 12 power play goals or 12 power plays in 2 games. I don't know if there was any power play goals by Utah yesterday. I should probably just take a look, right? Take a look at the stats. Yeah, Utah scored in a power play in the second period. Wow, surprisingly, only 1 power play goal scored by Utah. Utah even got a shorthanded goal. Mm, I mean, that's wild. And the others were five-side hockey, 4-2. And Utah Hockey Club 12-11-4 with the win against the Flyers yesterday. The Flyers are 12-12-4. It's pretty much identical teams. Utah's an expansion club, right? Or they moved from somewhere. No, man. Hockey fans, don't kill me, man. I don't know if they're expansion club or if they moved from somewhere, but I'm trying to look at the players here, see if I recognize them. Hey, Bortuzzo and Carcioni. All right. Couple paisans here. Michelli. Look at this, man. All right. All right. All right. But man, Matvey Michkov, though, man, how awesome has he been? He got another point, just leading the rookies in points right now, kicking butt, taking names. Not the biggest dude in the world, small guy, plays with a small stick too. But man, he's got no problem getting in the face of other players, jawing with them, giving back what they're giving him. You got to be careful because it's costing you guys. Play smart hockey. Travis Konechny, the other night, John Tortorella said, I benched him. You benched Konechny, who's your best offensive player, when you could use him use him in overtime or at the end of the game to try and do something. That's how pissed he was because Konechny was taking stupid penalties, doing dumb shit. You can't do that. Undisciplined teams in the NHL do not win. You can't. You can't win because you're going to give up power. You're going to take stupid penalties all the time, and you're going to give up those power play goals. And you already have trouble scoring 5-on-5. So it's like the only way you can win is if you get the other team to commit the penalty. So you have to draw them in. I mean, you need a bunch. I love Garnet Hathaway. You need a bunch of Garnet Hathaways running around, instigating. But you can't be doing the stupid stuff the Flyers are doing right now. It's not going to work. Good news is Sam Ersson returned. He didn't have a great game. Maybe it's to be expected because he hasn't played for a while. He had that core injury, whatever the heck they want to call it, lower body injury. He gave up 4 goals on 25 save attempts. So 84% save percentage, not good. Not good for Ersson, but Flyers got an issue now. You're going to have 3 goalies. You got Ersson, Fedotov, and Kolosov. Are they sending Fedotov down? Or the smart move would be to move him because I don't see a point in keeping a 28-year-old rookie up here. I think Kolosov is as good, if not better than Fedotov, and Ersson's better than the other 2 guys. And I don't know if Ersson's a number 1 goalie for a team, but he definitely is a goalie. He definitely, he could even split 60-40, 55-45, however you want to do it. But he's definitely an NHL goalie. Ersson is for sure. Fedotov, Kolosov, the jury's still out. They just might be backups at best. Ersson, at the very least, is a backup, a more than capable backup. Is he a top 10 goalie, top 12? No, probably not. But we got to see what we can do. I see. Oh, I already put that comment up. Utah is the Coyotes, the Phoenix Coyotes. All right, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it, brother. That's what Nooms is saying. They didn't travel too far. It's a Wrap Sports Network chiming in. Man, it's almost like it's Matty B. WTF? You don't what? Utah's the former Coyotes from Arizona. Before that, they were the original Winnipeg Jets. Come on, man. I know the Winnipeg Jets, man. Huh? Was Teemu Solani? Wasn't he Winnipeg Jets? Mike Ridley? Oh, man. Look, Arizona, Phoenix. I know Jeremy Roenick, man. Special teams has been disturbing lately. Special teams Eagles. We're talking about special teams for the Flyers because the Flyers, too many penalties, man. Too many, many. All right, guys. Would Flyers get back at it? Oh shoot, man! I closed my wrong window. Matty B is gonna kill me. All right, the Columbus Blue Jackets. All right, so while we're at it, before I transition to the Phils, let me go ahead and just show you here. Clear the Ice. Here's our lineup for Clear the Ice, the post-game show for the Flyers on It's a Wrap Network. Tuesday, tomorrow, Matty B. Tuesday, Matty B, Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, somebody helped me with that the other day, too. I didn't know the logo. They changed it up. Weren't they like a B before or something? Thursday is the Detroit Red Wings, and that logo's been there for like 100 years. Yes, I know that one. And Saturday, the Arizona Wild. There it is. The forest with the sun and the silhouette of the wolf. That's Saturday with Matty B. There you go, guys. Don't forget. And don't forget, Sunday, after the Eagles play the Steelers, we have the Philadelphia Eagles post-game show on It's a Wrap Network. So make sure you tune into that. See if I can get Big Al back on for that one. Oh, some more comments here. Steve Nooms saying Boris had a sucker with a ton of money looking to buy, and he had Andrew Friedman right there jacking the price up on Hal and Cohen. There we go. It was Adam. Shout out to Adam, man. He helped me out with those logos, man. The Blue Jackets changed it up, though, man. I know they were like a bumblebee or like a bee. It was like, bzz, starting trouble. Thank you, Adam. I will get it right. I'm doing all right. Big Al will be at the game again. Oh, brother, man. Big Al. Big Al, big time in Sal. All right, I got you, bro. I got you. All right, but let's get into the Phillies, guys. Philly time. The Soto sweepstakes. Guess what, guys? Juan Soto did sign with an NL East club. It wasn't the Phillies, though. Juan Soto and the Mets agreed to a record 15 years, $765 million contract. That is guaranteed money, friends. And it can even go up to as high as $800 million. Richest contract ever in Major League Baseball. Not in all sports, though, because in sports, you got soccer players like Messi and all when they're playing those leagues in Europe, man, Premier Leagues, all that stuff, those top leagues, top football clubs in Europe, $1 billion. Yeah. But for baseball, 800 million, that's a lot of coin, man. Richest contract ever. The deal has no deferments. A lot of teams like the Dodgers now are deferring money, which is I think is something the Phillies should try and do too if it's allowed. No deferments includes escalators that could take it to 800 million. Here's the other thing. The other thing too, that with these type of big contracts, the opt-outs, very important. Like the Phillies could definitely have went with Soto, do something like this, and give him an opt-out after like 3 years. So yeah, you're paying him, it's a $700 million contract. But after 3 years, Soto's going to be 28. He'd probably opt out again, try and get that 700 million again. He has an opt-out with the Mets after the 5th year. It's a smart move by the Mets. Good contract by them. And If Soto this is another cool thing they put in here. If Soto opts out after 5 years, the Mets can void the opt out and raise his average annual value for the final 10 years of the contract. So instead of him making 51 million a year, he'll make 55 million a year for the next 10 years if the Mets void that opt out. That's disgusting, and I guess good play by Soto's agent. And they also threw in a suite for his family at Citibank Park. Apparently, a story I saw was on the Yankees that his family had to get taken away or something in New York because they were fearing for their safety or something. So I don't know how his family wasn't in the suite already, but I guess they were just in the stands or whatnot. Maybe the suites in New York are hard to come by, but I guess that was something that honestly sealed the deal because I think the Yankees, from what I saw, only offered $5 million less. So maybe he wasn't feeling New York Yankees, and he's not really moving that far away if he already got a place over there. So he gets a suite for his family to enjoy his money and watch him play at the ballpark. So it sucks for us Phillies fans. I'd rather have stayed with the Yankees. Uh, but if you're a Yankees fan, you're really pissed right now because not only did you lose the World Series, but you lost the best player on your team. Yeah, I know you could say Aaron Judge, but it's Juan Soto. Come on. So that sucks. And we're going to see a lot of Juan Soto, unfortunately. And I just muck the Fets, man. Muck them even more. Couple other hot stove moves here. Blake Trinan re-signs with the Dodgers. He was a reliever I thought the Phillies could use. It's a shame we couldn't get him. 2-year, $22 million deal. That's not a bank breaker. Another player that I liked for the Phillies was Tyler O'Neill. Was a right-handed outfield bat. He would have been nice there in left field. He got himself 3 years, $49.5 million contract. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot of money either. The Phillies could have did something like that. And check this out. The deal includes an opt-out after the 2025 season. Again, Phillies. I hope try and do some of this opt-out stuff too. Because when was the last contract the Phillies gave a player a long-term contract of at least 3 years or more that had an opt-out in there? I can't think of any. I'm sure there's one there, but I cannot think of any opt-outs. So the Phillies never do that for some reason. Clay Holmes, another reliever, he signed with the Mets, 3-year, $38 million. Now, here's the crazy part. The Mets want to turn him into a starter. He's pretty good as a reliever. You don't know how he's going to be as a starter. It's kind of weird to throw that type of coin at a guy. But if he does well, I guess it's a bargain then because you get a nice starting pitcher for, $13 million. That's a pretty good deal. Phillies did make a move, though. Winter meetings did start today. Winter meetings are in somewhere warm, I'm sure. It's not here. In Dallas. In Dallas for the next 3 days. So this is where the owners, general managers, a bunch of rich people just hobnob and get drunk, and I don't know what they do. Maybe they talk deals, but sometimes deals happen during these meetings. Sometimes they don't. The Phillies signed a deal with Jordan Romano. It's okay. It's okay deal. 1-year deal, $8.5 million. Jordan Romano had a crappy 2024. It was marred by injury. He had to get surgery. So he didn't do well last year. But in his 3 prior years, Jordan Romano had a 2.37 ERA, a 1.09 whip, and 230 strikeouts in 186 innings. Does have closer experience, was also setup man. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be in that high leverage role for the Phillies. So it looks like right now, for now, you have Romano, Alvarado, Kerkering, Strom, Jose Ruiz. I think that's all you got right now. I don't think Charlie Sheen should be coming back. I hope the Phillies don't sign him. We'll see if they sign Hoffman. They're not going to offer him a qualifying deal because that would be $21 million. Pretty sure Hoffman would take that. So you don't want to do that. But we still need some more bullpen arms. So Phillies, there's some more guys to get. So go and do it. And other rumors are that the Phillies are shopping Nick Castellanos, Big Stick Nick, Alec Boehm. We already knew that was happening, and Ranger Suarez. Now, I'm fine with shopping Suarez if you bring in a good starting pitcher in return. I think the starting pitcher you have to get back. I'm not saying trade Suarez for a pitcher, but there has to be another deal where you get a Garrett Crochet. The starter that we get to replace Ranger has to be better than him. I think he has to be. So Nick's on the block. I was kind of shocked. He's only got 2 years and $40 million left on his contract. And from what I've heard, if they were going to move Nick, they're going to have to eat a lot of that money. So I say you just keep him at this point. Maybe you get rid of him next year then. And the Mariners have been in talks with the Phillies for Alec Boehm, but apparently the Mariners balked because the Phillies have asked for either Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, and the Mariners went, see it. And I think that those talks dissolved. So we'll see. We'll see. I think the Phillies value Boehm more than anybody else values Boehm, and that might be a problem. So there's a bunch of other relievers out there. Tommy Canley, I would take him. Tanner Scott, you can make a move for him. Kenley Jansen, Kirby Yates, AJ Minter, they would work. All them guys would work. Why not? But they can't be done. The Phillies can't be done. That can't be their only move. I don't want an Austin Hayes, Whit Merrifield type guy here. If they're going to sign a position player, it's got to be good, solid. And it's probably going to come via trade. Steve, Phils have a potential closer if healthy now. Is that Romano or Kirkering? I'm guessing you mean Romano. Man, somebody making the money 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row for Big Al, brother. Harper gets paid 44.3% of Soto. We got a bargain. I hit the mute button. See what happens. Hopefully I wasn't on there for that long. They got a bargain with Harper. So, Harper's got 7 years left. He wants an extension. What does Matty B think about giving an extension to Harper with 7 years left on his deal? I'm against it, by the way. Yankees offered 1 more and less money. Yeah, it was a 16-year deal. It was. You're right. Do I think the Phillies are trying to get a pitcher or another outfielder? Yes, both. I think they're trying to get a pitcher and another outfielder. We'll see. I think they want to try and flip. If they could trade Boehm, obviously they talked to the Mariners about getting Logan Gilbert or the other guy. The other guy I just mentioned. That guy. That guy. Oh, my God, dude. Don't get old, friends. Don't get old, man. This is what happens, man. Jiminy Christmas. I can't. Logan Gilbert or George Kirby. All right, they're kind of similar names, right? But, yeah, if they're trying to shop Boehm for one of the Mariners starting pitchers, then yes, I see them trying to get a pitcher. And then I could see them, if they get that pitcher for either Boehm or another player like Castellanos, then I could see them flipping Suarez for a position player. I don't know who the Phillies, if they're going to get any free agent guys that they got to spend money on more than a 1-2 year rental at most. Right, Adam? He said, did they send Howie to the winter meetings? He will get deals done for the Phillies. You send him, man. He can wheel and deal, man. Steve, he says you need to get Jim Jackson on here. Ask him what he thinks of Tony Dick and see his reaction. I don't think Jim Jackson calls him Tony Dick. And I don't think he's going to get bricked up for Tony Dick the way we are, Steve. I just don't think he's not. I don't think he is. All right. All right, guys. I think that's it for me, man. We'll see what the Phillies are going to do. We'll see what the Sixers, can they keep up their winning ways? Can the Flyers get out of this hole? They're a young team. Can the Eagles make it 10 in a row? We'll find out next week. Talk to you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace!
I'll be coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Yeah. when it click through. Tradition is about to be a trophy run.